Hey, my friend, it's me. It's Greg Schweitzer here at Catalyst Transformation. And I'm curious, have you ever heard of this term? This term is called anti-hacking. Now, I'm sure that you're familiar with the term hacking, right? So, in the world of computers, hacking is getting into a computer system and generally for the in a legal way, right, in an unethical way for the purpose of causing damage and that kind of thing. That's kind of what the original term came from. And then we started borrowing this term in our lives to try to make this attempt to make things easier. Like we're hacking our business, we're hacking productivity, we're hacking funnels. I don't know what, funnel hacking, whatever. And then, by the way, that's no judgment on anybody's product or thing. But we come up with this term of hacking. Well, one of the things I was fascinated by was that there's also this term called anti-hacking. And anti-hacking is actually the idea of protection. It's firewalls. It's, at least from a computer standpoint, it's firewalls and passwords and protection and those kinds of things. Okay, so what does that have to do with what I want to talk to you about today? Well, I get a little disturbed because I'm such a fan of yours and I want you to have a great life and I want you to be able to do good in your life. And sometimes, although things like hacking or that idea, the Urban Dictionary version of hacking, okay, although they have good intentions, can sometimes lead to places that aren't so fruitful and helpful. And so let's talk about this because very rarely are things black and white. Okay, very rarely are things black and white, and they often exist on a spectrum. So, anti-hacking. Okay, I need you to know something. Your life was never meant to be hacked. It was meant to be lived. I want you to feel the weight of that for a minute. I know. When I do these videos, I often ask you to feel the weight of stuff. But the thing is that we don't often pause. Sometimes we just accept things as truths or as that's just the way things are. And so it's good for us to evaluate this. So your life was never meant to be hacked. It was meant to be lived. There isn't a person that I've ever met on this planet, okay, even if they have had massive struggles or are homeless or depressed or whatever it is, I've never met a person who didn't want to live life to the fullest. And my friend, a full life consists of more than just having it easy. Let me give you some examples. Anti-hacking in your life is more about fortressing yourself, fortressing your values and your mindset so that the darkness and the negativity can't get in. That's what anti-hacking is. It's preventing your life from being overcome by that which makes it less fulfilling. Cool, great. Here's the other thing. Shortcuts and going fast often rob you of the growth that comes from having challenge. You see, the whole purpose of hacking initially was to try to find the low-hanging fruit, find the easy way in, find the simple way to be successful without having to go through all the hardships, without having to climb the mountain. I want to stick the flag right in there, so I fly a helicopter up there instead, right, instead of climbing it. You get the idea, right? It's kind of finding the easy way, but going fast and doing shortcuts robs you. It robs you. Listen to this. How do you feel? I want you to notice the difference. How do you feel when you've come through and overcome something versus when you've kind of cheated and skirted the idea? Think about something you tried to accomplish and you tried to find the easy way and you skirted around it. It got done. Okay. All right. Whatever. I have it. Yeah, fine. But what about those times when it's like I'm after something and man, the forces are coming at me, right? The forces of opposition are coming at me, but I stood my ground. I faced my giants. I went in front of this and I pushed through. And when I came on the other side, isn't the victory that much more glorious? That's what I'm talking about, the difference between hacking and anti-hacking, between existing and living fulfilled, right? Okay, now here's the other thing. Your heart and your soul need the win. So think about this for a minute. It's not having the stuff. It's knowing that you have what it takes to have the stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So your heart and soul need the win when you're facing your giants. When you're facing your giants and overcoming them, that's so much better than running from them. You know what it's like to run, and then you never feel good about it, right? Okay. Here's another piece. When you become an anti-hacker, when you allow yourself to face the challenges, and let the stuff come, you come out stronger and safer. Friends, you got to realize that from a social perspective, or from a human perspective, hacking, the idea of hacking was to try to make things simpler and safer. You see, what happens here is that um, the idea of having to climb the mountain, I may not be able to make it to the top. I may trip and fall. I may twist my ankle. I don't know, who knows what. Okay. It can feel unsafe, but I still want the glory of the top. You see where I'm going with this? That's a form of trying to be safe. And here's what I want you to understand. Becoming safe does not come from hiding, and it does not come from avoiding hard things. Being safe comes from conditioning yourself to handle whatever comes. And the only way to condition yourself is to do the laps, to do the push-ups, to do the things so that when you climb the hill, or as you're climbing the hill, you're conditioning yourself to be able to be the person who has the victory, who puts the flag up there, right? We cheat and we skirt and we try to hack because we think it's safer, but really it's actually making us softer. It's making us weaker. Can you see that? There is nothing greater than feeling the strength of coming through. And trying to hack everything in our life is not only frustrating ourselves, and half the time it doesn't work, but it's robbing us of the glory of being able to come through. Here's what I want to encourage you with. Live all in. Face it all, right? Stand against the current, stand toe to toe and face to face with your giants. And remember that a full life includes the gut wrenching challenges as much as it does the glorious victory. The truth of the matter is, you were made for this. You were made to come through. You were made to learn how to grow into becoming what you need to become and doing what you need to be able to do so that you can have a glorious life. Okay? So, if you can't tell, I get pretty excited about this stuff, and I get excited about you winning. I love watching you get out there and do your thing. Okay? But if you're not doing your thing, there's no glory. All right. I love you. Be great. It's what you're made for. Bye now.